Hello.
Hi.
Welcome back
To... I thought we were doing a bit.
No, I'm sorry. Welcome back to episode 14 of Advice for Buffoons. I'll be your host, Jackalus Claus.
And I'm your co-host, Elf McTooler.
We are both... Well, I don't know if you want me to blow up your spot, but I'm currently on the... If the name didn't give it away, I am Santa's... Please don't drink. We're already on the naughty list. I don't want to get in further. Sorry, a bit of a giveaway. Yeah, we're on the naughty list. I am Santa Claus's son. I'm his youngest boy. I'm 78 years old. 78 years young. And I am a naughty lister.
Yeah, and like I said, I'm an elf. I'm also a naughty lister. I'm 121 years old. I've been making toys my whole life, like since I was like 2.
Yep.
Elves, they mature quickly.
Well, typically they start at 1.
Yeah, I was a late bloomer. So I've been hammering on little toy sets.
Cuckoo trains,
trains, clocks, cuckoo clocks.
It's sort of and you know the big red guy wouldn't like to hear me say this, but it's sort of a bit of a Treaty of Versailles situation over in the workshop. I'm not going to lie to you.
Yeah, he's right.
And
it's not good.
So
it's not fair.
And we are, in fact, both naughty listers. I'm ashamed to. I'll just get right into it. I was an addict. I was sniffing peppermint. I was snorting nutmeg. I was stealing out of Mrs. Claus's purse. That's my mom. She had a hysterectomy, and that's why I'm the youngest. She probably should have gotten one earlier, but the science wasn't really there 79 years ago.
No,
it just wasn't. It was just too dangerous.
You know what, my friend? Addiction's not a choice. I'm sure Santa.
He put me on the naughty list, so I mean,
personally, me, I'm on it too.
Yeah, if you don't want to share, you don't have to. While you're on the naughty list,
my whole 121 years of life.
I thought it was 102.
No, I said 21.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Of being good, I was on the good list for 120 years.
Yep.
And then a few months ago, I had an incident.
Mm-hmm.
I was hammering away on my cuckoo clock, as I do.
The children love cuckoo clocks.
They always do. And so I was making this clock, and I was hammering the nail, and I hammered my finger.
And did the nail? How bad was the damage? You don't mind me asking.
It was pretty bad. My nail was bent back.
If I recall, Santa Claus had to use he had to flick his nose. He had to flick his nose, and then the magic came fix your thumb right up.
But before that happened, I made a vital mistake.
Yep.
I said the C word in front of Santa Claus.
Not cuckoo. That's for
not cuckoo.
That's for
and not clock either.
That's for Christmas, sure. That's for reindeer. That's for vixen, sure.
I said the crap word.
Oh,
in front of Mr. Claus.
We're gonna want to cut that out because Mr. Claus. I think my dad's gonna be watching this back. No, don't hit you. Don't. You're gonna break.
What have I done?
You're gonna break the hat. You're gonna break the hat.
I did it again.
Elfler.
I'm never getting on the good list.
What's your name? Elfler? Is that your name?
I'm Elf McTooler.
Okay, I'll just call you Tooler.
Yeah.
So me and Tooler here are on what's sort of colloquially known in the North Pole as docket review. So you've probably heard the expression. He's checking it for. How's it go?
Checking.
How does it, Tooler? It's like he's making a list. Checking. How's it go?
It's going to find out.
No. Yeah, but what is he? He checks his
list.
Yeah, but how's the song go before that? It's like he sees you when you're sleeping.
He knows
check out if you've been naughty or nice. And he's checking his list.
He's checking again.
You gotta find out if you're naughty or nice. He's checking his list. He'll tell you twice.
If you're bad, you'll get punished.
So it's like So he checks his list and he'll tell you twice. So docket review at the North Pole is sort of it's sort of deciding. It's checking that list, and it's
twice.
Well, maybe twice. Probably just once. I've got somewhere to be.
The song explicitly says he's checking it twice.
Yeah, but I mean, things sort of pick up around the north. There's a lot of stuff to do, a lot of activities.
That's true.
I mean, some of the boys from the mailroom are sort of going to. Well, yeah. So I've got stuff to do, so I don't really want to check the list twice. So we're gonna check it once.
Okay.
And huh?
Santa can do it twice.
Well, Santa will double check.
Bastard.
Do
You just thought.
I think I'm rubbing off on you. I don't know. Yeah, you're gonna be in Doc Review for quite a while if you keep. You already. What did you say? The F word before? Or
We can't let this video get out there.
I think you said the F word at the beginning.
No, I wouldn't.
So yeah, we're on what's called the docket review, which isn't fantastic, but it's. I mean, I think I've only got like 6-7 years on the naughty list until I'm back to the nice list. So I mean, as long as I sort of keep my nose clean, and stay out of Mrs.
Stay out of the candy cane.
Stay out of Mrs. Claus's purse for one.
That cinnamon.
Well, I'm
powders.
not gonna say what I did, but let's just say, not every kid got their gift December 2019. Somebody might have dipped into the magic sack a little bit. And there was convenient excuses around that time as to why Santa wasn't able to, because there was social distancing. Santa couldn't come to people's Christmases.
Santa usually has a surplus anyway.
Well, yeah, because he doesn't account for the Jewish kids. He sort of forgets that they don't believe in him.
Yeah.
I don't know if the Muslim kids believe in Santa. I don't think they do. I honestly should know this, but I don't.
I don't think so.
Well,
because you'd be like worshiping a. Yeah.
But then Santa's Catholic.
Is he?
Yeah, he's Roman Catholic.
And why do Protestants like him so much?
Well, I don't know. Some Protestants like the Pope, right? I don't know. So
no, I don't think they do.
No, I think some of them do.
No.
I think Calvinists like the Pope.
Why would they?
I don't know. Maybe let's just get into the kids, because I think I'm getting a little confused. Santa never really liked. But I'll say one thing. One thing that bothers me is some people will be like, "Hey, Santa Junior, Santa," and I've got I don't know, 34 brothers, 28 sisters, something like that.
Me too. Yeah.
Well, you I don't even know where you guys come from.
I don't either.
Have you ever seen Lord of the? Are you allowed to watch movies?
When we get our vacation.
Have you seen Lord of the Rings?
Once a year. Yeah. I think I already saw that in the 1900s.
You might have seen the cartoon with the hobbits.
Maybe.
Do you know where the orcs come from?
The volcanoes?
No, they're made in the dirt. How are
like a golem?
Yeah, I always thought elves were like golems, but then again, I never really know where I don't know. You just come out of the shop one day and then.
Maybe we're made like a present.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't want to get that present. So let's start. Well, we'll pass it off to make the workflow a little quicker. So
okay.
And we do have some advice. Oops, got the names on there. And Bardo did ask us to touch on the advice, but it's sort of. I mean, the shift is more important. I'm not. This is docket review. I'm getting paid by the paper. I'm getting paid by the list.
There's a lot of kids. Bardo gives a crap about Christmas.
You gotta stop saying that word.
That's 4.
I don't think Bardo cares about Christmas. So we can go one. So this is the list. So the first child is Molly Mox Claire, age 13. So
French.
I don't know. It doesn't say their nationality. That Santa doesn't really work that way.
Claire.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say it kind of annoys me when people are like, "Oh, Santa Junior," because I'm not a saint.
No.
He's a saint. He is a Catholic saint and Orthodox. That's 2.
Double whammy.
Double whammy. So good deeds for Molly. So age 13 Molly. Taking care of her dog. Watching her brother. Working hard at school. Learning to brew Pepsi. That, I think, that should be on the bad. That should be bad.
No.
That's a copyright infringement.
No.
Do we care? We take copyright very seriously at the North Pole. That's why Santa's always giving out Xboxes. Bad deeds. Calling her friend a B word. Yelling at her brother. Taking a sip of mud shake when mom wasn't watching. You cannot be doing that.
What?
You can't be taking a sip of mud shake when mom's not watching.
No. No, you can't.
No.
You'll get sick. Molly, you'll get sick.
Why will she get sick?
Because mud shakes are not good for you.
Well,
Too much dairy?
Yes. That's exactly what I was thinking. And calling your friend a B word? It doesn't matter. I've called... Listen. Have
Doesn't
I called...
matter what the B word is.
When I was...
It's not
when
nice.
When I was Rudolphing strung out on nutmeg and peppermint and cinnamon dust and S, I was calling Mrs. Claus a B word. I'm like, you bad lady.
That's
not right.
No.
That's the kind of S that got me on the dang naughty list.
Mm-hmm.
But taking care of your brother and
That's a goodie.
and learning to brew pep, I don't know.
Well, Pepsi could be brewing it for others. That's a good act. And even if it's not, you're learning to do something.
I don't know. What do you think about this one?
I think I'd say like 60-40, good to evil.
You think that there should be on the good list?
I think so.
I don't know if Santa's going to agree with this one.
Well, think about it. Taking care of the dog, watching her
Yeah, working hard at school. And she's only 13. She probably didn't even know there was that much dairy in a mud shake.
Mm-hmm.
And her
Also,
brother...
The mud shake thing isn't her fault. Because the mother should
be watching her
mud
daughter's
shakes.
dairy intake.
Yes.
That's...
She's a child.
Let's put on a nice list. So nice list goes over
Nice
here.
list
Nice list
for
goes over
Molly.
here. So nice list for Molly. So I don't know what she's going to get. We don't get their letters. Santa gets the letters. And that's the fun part, is reading the letters. Oh, I want a toy, I want a toy.
It's like, we know, we all want toys.
So you can read this one out.
I want a toy.
You can read this one out.
Okay. This letter is from Freddie Lasgore.
I think that's Lasgore.
Lagore.
No, Lasgore.
Lasgore.
Yeah.
Age 17.
I'm a little old to be getting...
To be sending letters.
Yeah. Well, he didn't send a letter.
Yeah, this is just his list.
No, this is not his list. This is his naughty or nice deeds list.
Yeah, like naughty or nice list.
Yeah.
So here are the good things that he has.
Here's
been
good
listed
deeds.
for. He's been taking care of sick grandma.
Yep.
That's pretty good.
That's because Santa never even did that. I think Santa just let his mom, because he had magic, and I think he just let my grandma and grandpa die. I never met them because Santa is like,
he's pretty old.
He's old.
He's older than me.
He's older than Mrs. Claus.
Mm-hmm.
Great robber.
He also volunteers at a homeless shelter.
Good job, Lasgore.
These are good things.
These are very good.
He works hard at school.
Just like Molly.
Yeah, and he also helps with the play after school. I used to help it.
This could be a little gay kid.
It possibly, but that might put him on. It kind of might expedite him to a certain list.
What are you talking about?
Nothing.
You better watch yourself, because a lot of those elves you work with, when they go home, they're hugging other elves. There's no to my knowledge, there's no elf girls. All right.
Well,
I don't know. You might know a little better,
in
but
public. Bad deeds are smoking a marijuana cigarette.
Oh,
I think he might be on the naughty list.
I think that might be an instant naughty list.
I think he might be going to the bad place.
Like hell.
You can't say that, but yeah.
Well, the devil. Santa's an enemy of the devil, but sometimes even Santa knows. Sometimes even Santa knows when a kid's bad.
Santa's an angel.
Santa's not an angel. He's a saint.
He's a fallen angel.
Nope.
He fell down because he was too big.
He's morbidly a beast.
He is a beast.
So Freddie Lasgore, I really think it's great that you take care of your grandma. I really think it's great you volunteer. I like that you work hard. It doesn't matter to me that you're gay or something. But smoking marijuana cigarette, that's number one, you're a minor, so you can't be smoking drugs. And number two, that's not illegal anymore. I don't even know if that's legal.
He's 17.
He can't be. So
in
Freddie,
no country is it legal.
You are on the naughty list.
You're
not getting whatever toys your sick grandma wanted.
And that's a message, kids. Even if you do a lot of good things.
If Santa Claus smoked a cigarette, he'd go to hell.
If you do a bad thing, sometimes it doesn't cancel out.
It makes it worse
sometimes.
sometimes.
To a bad place.
So name friend. He's age 11. This guy. Good deed being nice to his brother's aunt, and a local prairie dog. Feeding local wildlife that are cold. That's beautiful. There's a lot of reindeer that don't get fed around here.
They're pretty hungry. Blue Jays.
Blue Jay. A lot of Christmas Blue Jays are in the North Pole.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, that's one thing that never made sense to me is the North Pole is a bunch of ice. How did reindeer get here?
Well, the North Pole is just like Canada.
And Finland.
Yeah.
How did the reindeer get here?
They walk.
There's no reindeer in Canada.
Yeah, they did.
There's caribou.
We have reindeer here. Don't we?
I don't... Here? We're in the North Pole.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course we got reindeer here.
Mm-hmm.
We got 10 of them.
But in Canada, they have it too.
We got 8 reindeer plus 1, plus all the babies they make. And the babies, they don't get to be in Santa's ride. They have to wander around playing reindeer games.
That's true. They're always playing games.
And you'd think those reindeer, if you thought the NFL was violent, you should see the reindeer games. Because once those reindeer start growing their antlers, they do not know how to control their behavior, especially with the elves.
Yeah.
There needs to be... I've been camping... So he fields local wildlife that are cold, and other good deeds is being nice sometimes.
Sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes. His bad deeds is slapping and calling his brother gay. That's not funny.
No.
This little boy calls his brother gay.
Yeah.
And he might not even be gay.
He might though. Maybe he's trying to help him.
But I honestly feel like it's totally canceled out by being nice to his brother.
You think?
I think being nice to your brother cancels out calling him gay.
But then he also slaps.
That's true, but it says that he feeds wildlife that are cold, so while he might slap, which hurts, feeding someone while they're cold will stop them from dying.
That's true.
I don't know. What do you think?
I think you're right.
I'm thinking nice list.
For friend.
I'm thinking nice list for friend, wherever that little boy might be.
It's strange. Usually the lists automatically put the last name, but...
it's just a first name.
Just a friend.
Well, actually, you might be surprised because there's actually quite a few names in here that don't have any last name.
Okay.
In fact, the next one, I'll let you... This one, this is a bad one. This is a bad kid. I've heard about this kid. I was on Doc Review last year, and these kids came up, and you would not believe the things they've gotten up to.
Kids?
Kids.
Is this two?
You need to read it out. This is gonna shock you.
This is Gooby and Doogie.
Gooby and what? Gooby and Doogie?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I know their names because I was on Doc Review.
They're both 9.
Yep.
These boys were conjoined twins who, after separation, hold a psychoneurokinetic connection. Therefore, all of their moral deeds are conducted at the same time.
Ooh.
So, their collective good deeds are being nice to each other. That's pretty good.
Yep, that is good. That is good to be nice to your brother. That previous boy was nice to his brother.
That's true.
And that's what I'm on there.
But they also build each other devices.
Is that a good deed?
It says that's what the system listed it
I don't
as.
know what that means. I don't know what Santa meant when he wrote that down.
I think he means like toys.
Or I guess maybe it was one of the stuff. I don't know who writes the lists. I think they're magic.
I think it's a system.
I think it's a magic system.
Yeah.
I think it's some kind of mystical magic system powered by reindeer magic.
But you're not gonna like these bad deeds.
I don't think I am.
So they slap their mom. They choke their dad. They hit their sister with
Hold on,
stone.
repeat what it says.
They slap their mom.
And then they do what?
They choke their dad. Then they hit their sister with stone.
I hope it's not a big one.
I hope not either. And that's not even everything. They eat out of the trash together. They yell at birds. They scare animals.
And what's the final thing?
Well, they are also rude. They're rude.
Gooby and Dookie are...
I'm not
These are bad... These are bad little children.
These are bad eggs.
I think Santa needs something
Naughty
worse than a naughty list. No, that's the nice list.
Oh yeah, naughty list.
Don't mix them up.
Coal
You don't want these boys getting another device.
Straight coal.
And with what they do to their mom, dad, and sister and birds, I can only imagine what they're doing with those devices.
I almost wonder if we should call Santa CFS.
I almost wonder if we should take away building devices from Good List.
Yeah.
I don't know what those devices are.
I hope their parents are okay. Can we get Santa involved?
I think we might need to get Santa involved.
Wake them up and be like, hey, I heard you're being choked.
Okay, so I'll take care of this next one here.
Okay.
So this is Elias Mountbatten. Elias Mountbatten. Age 19. So a little old. Good deeds. Taking care of her son.
She has a son?
She has a... Well, you're going to want to listen, because it gets a little crazy here.
Okay.
Good deeds, taking care of her son, taking care of her little sister, but the bad deeds are very interesting. Bad deeds. Teen pregnancy. The second bad deed, and this is a tough one, wearing a low-cut top at her graduation.
I'm going to keep it real with you. I don't think these are bad deeds. I think the system might have messed up on...
You think that...
on Batten.
Well, I don't... How old was Mrs... Well, how old was Mrs... How old was Mrs. Claus when she had her first kid? Do you remember?
Mrs. Claus was like 16. No.
Yes. So Santa would have been like 200.
Yeah. Like Santa's a freak. That should be right.
That's not...
I'm 100. I would know.
That's not your 100. How old was Mrs. Claus when she had me? She was at least 400.
I was there.
I don't think she was 60.
I think she's bad. She's good list.
You think Elias Mountbatten's on the good list?
These things happen to her. You know?
These things, and you know what? I'm going to make a point here is that if she, because it's the, 11th month or whatever?
Yeah.
That's the, I mean, they changed the calendar a while back, but to my knowledge, that the odds of her having had this kid in the last year seems low to me. So even if that was on the naughty list, to me, that still seems like maybe statute of limitations. Because, like, do we count stuff that happens in February? To my knowledge, that's a free period. Because a lot of the stuff I got up to isn't really counted in January. And if you go to the elf parties after Christmas, you'd see some stuff where you're like, oh, wow, how is the whole North Pole not on the naughty list? You know what I mean?
You know, in the songs we distribute, he sees you when you're sleeping. There's
he knows
no
when you're
time
awake.
period. It's not like we see you when you're sleeping.
There's a
There's
a statute of limitations on having a low cut top.
Yeah.
I honestly don't think number one, I don't think a low cut top it makes you naughty. I think it makes you naughty.
She's not.
I think it makes her naughty. I don't think it makes her naughty. Mm-hmm. I think I think you're a good mom. You're a good older sister. I think that's a nice list.
Nice list for Mom Batten.
Santa be Rudolph. If you catch my meaning.
Yeah.
Would you rather Ecclesiaree or Jake Turley?
I want Jake Turley.
Okay. Well, I kind of wanted you to read Ecclesiaree, but you can read Jake Turley.
Okay. Jake Turley is 5 years old.
Damn, what a little guy.
Yeah. The system has said his good deeds are learning to read.
That's good.
Yeah, that's a good thing to achieve.
That's a good thing to learn at 5.
He's also feeding his pet rat.
Is that late?
5?
Yeah.
No, that's
early?
Kindergarten, grade 1.
Well, I mean, elves learn to read at like 1.
Yeah, but these are humans.
True.
Feeding his pet rat even though he was scared.
That's very brave.
Because that pet rat needs to be fed.
Little Turley's a hero.
Yeah. He also gave his mom a gift. Shout out to Jake.
What kind of gift?
The bad deed is he cries at school.
Come on. A little old for that.
Maybe for elves, because we're
when
like
I was,
adults
you want to know the first time I did a Christmas run with Pop?
You're like,
I was like 25 or something.
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe I cried on the sleigh, but it's so high up. But at least I had an excuse because that's the first time I cried.
Well, maybe for you, but
when I was a baby, I didn't cry. When I was born, the cord got wrapped around I was blue. I wasn't crying, and they were scared.
Like that movie the humans made.
Which one?
Which Ashton
Look Who's
Kutcher.
Talking?
No, I'm talking about Butterfly Effect.
Yeah, I don't think elves should be watching that movie.
Well, we have a lot of free time. No, we don't, but we have a lot of time.
Jake Turley.
It says he cries at school.
He cries at
when
school.
He was 5.
But he did feed the rat.
Maybe for me, that seems like...
It seems a little naughty.
It seems a little naughty.
That's so loud. So loud.
But, he's feeding his rat, and the rats are good.
I really don't.
Shout out to the rat. I say he's in good list.
If it were up to me, it would be naughty list. I'm not going to lie to you.
Don't a rock, paper, scissors over his morality?
I honestly think that I think he's young enough that... But if this continues into age 6, I think Santa needs to consider something a little more serious than the naughty list. I think he needs to consider a sort of 2-year naughty list, or a very naughty list. But for age 5, I'll give him some leeway, and we can throw that in the nice list.
The nice, Jake.
Be nice. Continue. Keep it up, Jake, on the good stuff. Knock the tears off. So this one's Tim, I don't really understand that. This one kind of confused me. So this one is Ichlizary. How did you pronounce that?
Icacillary.
Icacillary. Age 32. Good deeds.
Austrian.
I don't know. Good deeds not available.
She's 32.
Bad deeds not available.
She doesn't get presents. She's 32.
Well, you gave the 19-year-old presents.
Because she's a teen mom.
The present was the baby.
Yeah.
What is a Icacillary doing on this dang list?
We can't make a judgment because the system hasn't
I think she's
given
old
us.
enough that she should be on the naughty list.
Well, we don't know any of her deeds. It's NA.
Let's rock, paper, scissors.
Sure.
On shoot. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
You said bad?
Best 2 out of 3. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
You beat me.
Yeah.
Oh no.
So that's going on the naughty list.
Sorry, Clazery.
So that's definitely going on the naughty list. And that's
a day's work for us.
That's a day's work at the North Pole. Docket review.
We get paid 6 figures for this.
Docket review. I really, when I found out 2 years ago that I was being put on docket, I'm like, oh Lord, because I'm like, that's what they said, the bad elves.
Yeah, like me.
But then because I thought like, oh well, the elves are working like 20-hour days. Like that's crazy.
But
and
we got 4 hours to watch movies.
Yeah, well, yeah, and I don't know if you guys sleep or not. I don't think you do. I think
really.
there's something about that.
We're not allowed. It's not in our union.
Do you even want to?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's okay.
I'm really tired.
Okay.
I haven't slept since like 2001.
You're on docket review. You can sleep all the time you want. So in docket review, you only work like half an hour, which is fine by me.
If Santa saw us sleeping, he'd put us on the extra naughty list.
I honestly, to me, it doesn't make sense because you do like 8. I've probably reviewed 8 a day for the past year, and 8 times 365.
They're working you like a dog.
Woof. But I don't think 8 times 365. I don't think that adds up to like $1 billion.
No.
And maybe it's like the only thing I can think of is that maybe one piece of paper represents like 1,000 kids. Like I think like 1,000 times 300 is like $1 billion or something. And I'm thinking maybe one paper is like 1,000 kids are the same kind of kid. Because Santa always said when I was growing up, he always said the thing you'll learn about kids, they're a dime a dozen.
Mm-hmm.
These kids are a dime a dozen.
That's the truth.
It was always what he would say is that the magic it's a lot of parlor tricks.
Mm-hmm.
Except the immortality thing and the making so that elves don't need to sleep thing. Those two are, and the flying thing.
Yeah.
It's like the most magic is like the flying, living for 10,000 because it's 10,000 years old. I think.
Yeah.
I think he's something like that. And the flying thing is big, and the making and the putting out all those toys in that bag.
Yeah, that takes a long time.
The 1 billion toys in that bag, I still don't get it.
It's one bag. So
it's one bag, so how is it so? It's
you kind of have to get a Tetris thing
because the bag's probably like that big. It's like the size of like a.
He's got to keep it on his back.
Yeah, that always impressed me. I say what you will about that old son of a. Say what you will about that old son of a snowman.
You can't tell under his robes, but he's a jacked.
He's still fat. But like fat. It's pure. If you skinned him, like if you put that man on Ozempic,
yeah.
If you put Santa on Ozempic 1 month's time, he's got a 12-pack. I promise you that's under there. I know it.
It's Mrs. Claus. She fattens him up.
Go on.
She fattens him up, but he works out. He lifts like 8 elves a day.
You know what? I think that it's like how many kids on average leave out a cookie?
Like 1 out of 2.
So there's 1 billion kids. That's 500 million cookies.
Yeah.
And how many cookies on average do you think they leave out?
4.
4 cookies. That's a 2 billion cookies a night.
Cookies.
And he's not sharing with those reindeer. And let me tell you, I only went on 3 runs with him, and I never got a cookie.
Mm-hmm.
He would give me the milk if it was spoiled.
Well, you got to think he only delivers presents to those that believe in Santa.
Yeah, which is most of the world, I think. I'm presuming.
I think a majority, but not most.
Like 70%, you think?
Yeah,
It's
like
unfortunate
60.
that only the kids get gifts because there's a lot of adults who want, like a Icacillary, I'm sure she'd be happy to get a gift. I don't know what she wants, probably a weapon.
Yeah.
Gooby and Doogie can build their device.
Yeah. If Santa hasn't told them to stop yet.
If I were Santa, I'd be at that house tomorrow.
Okay. Well, that was a hard day's work. High five.
Nice. So
now we have our break.
Now we're on the break, so we're going to do that work Barbara told us to do.
Yeah.
Asked us to do.
Yeah.
So these questions are all for them. I don't watch their show, so some of these things don't make a ton of sense to me. But let's start from the top.
Who's that stupid penguin?
I've
always hated
heard
penguins.
they don't even live in the North Pole.
They're trying to get up here.
People think they live in it. Well, because it's cold. It's getting hot down there.
It's getting colder up here and hotter down there, and they're trying to work their way up.
Hey, my head is getting colder, but my legs are getting hotter. Mm-hmm. Remember that one?
Yeah.
Santa got stuck in that chimney?
Mm-hmm. Those big legs.
Big legs. Tree trunks. Elephant trunk.
Yep. No. Okay.
So they're anonymous. So don't say the cheesy penguin guy's name again, or the Richie guy, or the third one. So
which one?
This one?
Yeah.
That guy? Yeah. No, don't say that name. And then this guy here.
Young.
No. Don't.
I didn't say it.
No, you didn't. You got close, but you didn't say it. So
I won't say his name.
No, don't say his name.
I won't say Jacko.
Why do these people have numbers after their names?
I don't know.
Just use your name. What soulful poets? This is the first question. My question is: give me a Christmas episode filled with helpful advice. Naughty list for that one.
Stupid guy.
That's a naughty list right there. I'm gonna make a note in the system here.
Not literate.
Filled with helpful advice, please. So I think that's a great question. Although that's more of a demand. I think that's a great question, and I really hope the last half hour has been entertaining for them.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's been a half hour of
advice.
Yep, we've been sort of. But I will give some advice on a good Christmas. You want a good Christmas? Be good.
Yeah.
Behave.
Be good for mommy, daddy.
Behave for Santa.
Behave for Santa Claus.
Because he's coming.
Kind to your grandma.
Be kind to your grandma. Don't throw stones at your
socks.
Don't throw stones at sister.
Even if you wanted a PS5, say thank you for the socks.
The elves built them now.
The PS5s?
I've heard you guys have been building them. Yeah. I don't know if that's...
They take a long time. That's all.
That's a good catch. Good job catching that one. I know you wanted to say the cra word, but
this whole experience has made me a naughty man, a naughty elf man. But I'm trying to just get back to. I want to get back to my workshop. I want to make clocks again.
I want to make cuckoo clocks for the Weimar.
Yeah, as much as I love working with you.
As much as you love 30 minutes of work a day plus the wage you get now that you didn't get before.
It's exhausting.
It really sucks. It sucks. I
want to make clocks.
It's terrible.
That's what I love.
I don't like reading about these kids. You want to know what I was doing before Doc Review? Well, I can't tell you what I was doing before Doc Review, but I can tell you what I was doing before I was doing Doc Review.
What's that?
I was doing press junkets.
That's dope.
That was dope. You come in, you say, "Oh yeah, I'm Santa Claus's son." Oh, he'd sometimes be like, "Just I got Mall of America. They want a Santa. I don't want to go down." You're like, "All right, I'll put on the beard." You and let me tell you, the elves they have in Minnesota are not like the elves they have here. No, sir. One, they've got girl elves.
Yes, they do.
Yes, they do. And two, the elves are not. They're not. Most of them here are blue.
Yeah,
because of the cold. I'm thinking.
I really don't know on their immune systems.
If you've ever seen like a guy who mines silver, that's what a lot of the elves look like. And I think it has something to do with all the little girls in the 1800s requesting silver mirrors. I do think I'm certain that's part of it.
You know, ever since Santa cut our
the health benefit,
vitamin C fund,
Scurvy's been rough.
Been doing its
It's been running around. People are catching it. I don't know from where, but.
Yeah, and Mrs. Claus was supposed to be like our on-site nurse.
She's
kind of been like, she's been skipping work and she's been nursing the bottle a bit.
She's been nursing the mud shake. She's been liking that dairy.
And
she's been having a lot of hot cocoa.
I shouldn't say much, but
hey,
she's been,
what are you doing?
She's been drinking those mud shakes.
And it's always like, what are you doing, little Alvin? I'm staying out the way.
I just sit at my desk. I just make my cuckoo clock.
Well, you don't make it. You used
Not
to.
anymore.
Okay, so my question is advice filled with helpful advice. So I think we're doing that. And if I could give some more advice, it's, love the people in your life. Yes, that's, yep. But love the people in your life, even the people who give bad gifts. Because Lord knows, you'd think having Santa for a dad would make a good gift giver, but he really, it's not, he kind of just gives you toy trains every year.
Here's some elf.
I've got 78 toy trains.
That's a lot of trains. I probably made a bunch of those.
Probably all of them.
Here's some elf advice.
Kept the last two.
Use more wrapping paper than you think you need when you're wrapping.
That's a great elf tip.
Because you ever been wrapping?
Their elves don't wrap the gifts, do they?
Sometimes, if we have to fill in labor.
Oh, short orders, yeah.
Yeah. When you're wrapping and you don't have enough wrapping, and then you're trying to put the pieces together and it won't go.
And that's Santa Claus on Christmas Eve. Mm-hmm. You catch my meaning.
Yeah.
You can't fit that.
Yeah, that tummy tuck. But yeah, you gotta use more because you can always take some off, but you can put more on without looking sloppy. And that's my elf tip.
Yeah, I made that mistake quite a few times.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a good tip.
We should move on.
Yeah, we've been focusing. So this one says Victor Frankenstein. Have you read that book, Frankenstein?
I don't have time to read.
Okay, so Victor, it's a book about this evil monster that kills babies and stuff.
That's naughty.
The village thought he was on the naughty list, so they killed him. And
village.
Naughty village. Yep, for sure. Two naughties don't make it nice. Victor Frankenstein is actually from Italy. Grew up in Switzerland, but living in Germany. So he was born in Italy, moved to Switzerland, and then lived in Germany. Well, that's sort of like it's sort of like moving from the North Pole to the South Pole in a way.
I think this Richie person.
Can't say you're not supposed to say the name.
I'm sorry, but I think they're naughty.
Why? What'd they do?
They're correcting us.
They're just telling us about this book. TBH, he always thought he was English. Oh, TBH, this is what he said. TBH, I always thought he was English, but I blame movies and pop culture for that. I thought Victor Frankenstein was just straight up German, because the Stein, the name, sort of.
Yeah, I mean,
Santa Claus Stein.
I never had enough time to watch movies, because I'm an elf, but I always thought he was German.
Yeah, I assumed he was German too. So to know he's Italian is interesting. I will say one thing that is interesting is a lot of people think Santa Claus is Canadian or American because of those Coke commercials, but he's actually, to my knowledge, not from Canada or America.
Mm-hmm. He's
from somewhere other than that. Let's say hypothetically you had a beloved stuffy and you wanted to make a house for it. What would you include?
That's a good elf question.
Elf be like gingerbread.
Yeah, a beloved stuffy.
Elf be like, I'd put icing on it.
We have to custom...
Elves be like, I will put icing and add gel on it.
Yeah.
And a cream corn.
Yeah. No, for real though. You have a beloved stuffy, so you don't want to damage it.
No.
You want a house that will complement its material.
Yep.
Stuffies are soft, so I would want to make an even softer house.
What?
Maybe a pillow house or a gingerbread house.
That would putting a stuffy in a pillow house would be like putting a man in a meat house. Don't you think?
No.
I'd make a bird house and I just put a carpet in it.
I think if you made a nice little
bird
cloth house.
A little cloth house. But how do you... Because the cloth will... Because this is a cloth, right? Imagine. Well, this is what happens when the gravity hits. Fall down.
Yes. But we have nails.
You can't put a nail through cloth. You
sure
can.
Nope. Can staple them.
Okay, what if you put... here's an idea, and I think
Styrofoam.
Then the styrofoam will break on the inside. Here's an idea. You build a wooden house. Wait. And then you carpet the inside and outside of the wooden house. And it's sturdy and soft.
But then you have the potential of little splinters getting caught in your stuff.
Your workshop's made out of wood. You run around scared of splinters all day?
Maybe if you smoothed out the edges, that there's no...
I was going to assume they would have sanded it.
Yeah, you'd need a highly skilled elf.
You're going to need a skilled elf, but can we agree on A, sanding, B, it's wooden, C, it's carpeted?
Yes, sir. It's an elf special.
That's why you're my favorite elf.
Thank you. You're my favorite.
Even though I didn't
little
really
dude.
your name and we've been working together for a while.
Yeah.
Uh,
Next comment.
well, hold on. What decorations did you put in the house?
Whatever the stuff he likes, like their favorite book or their favorite blankie.
If they can read.
Yeah. Maybe like a little teacup.
Have you're 121.
Yeah.
And for how long have you been? Okay, so how many stuffies have you made?
More than you can count.
How many stuffy houses have you made?
Ooh. Maybe 2.
When was this? When did you make this stuffy house?
There was a little German girl in
What was her
the
name?
80s. She was like
What was her name?
Lisa Frankenstein.
Brunhilde.
And she was like, oh my god.
I've seen Lisa Frankenstein, and that movie takes place in America.
Maybe I'm getting my little boys and girls confused.
And that's from a movie.
Yeah. But I made a little house for her toy.
What did you put in it?
I put a little bathroom.
It was made of the metal.
A little bathroom made of metal, and I made a little kitchen
and it had
with a working stove.
And it had a knife.
And I had a big knife. It didn't end well. I'll see.
What happened to her?
The stuffy?
No, the girl.
She grew up.
Oh, when you said it, and then I thought she.
Nope.
I thought she went the way of Vixen.
Nope.
Mrs. Claus won.
She returned my house. She didn't like it.
I didn't know you could return stuff to Santa.
If you really don't like it, yeah.
That's a naughty list move.
Returning it to Santa?
Returning a gift to Santa, that's a naughty list move. Give it to a little boy.
It's not naughty, but it's frowned upon.
Give it to a little boy.
Yeah.
So this is the last question. We have one more statement, but this is the last question. I love peace. Advice on how to have a successful Christmas. I think we kind of answered that already.
But this is a successful Christmas.
But this is a successful Christmas.
Make good food if you're cooking.
Good food, good gifts, and good friends.
Invite your family, even if
Good
they're annoying.
food, good gifts, good friends. FGF.
FGF, keep that in mind.
Fagfa. What is your... And would you have any additional advice?
Some additional elf advice.
If Santa came to you and said, little elf, I don't know, make Christmas wonderful.
Music. Get some jolly music on. It always makes some memories happen better.
In the snow, there's a fire. There's an elf in the fire. He's
burning a lot.
Screaming a lot.
He's
And he's turning blue. The little elf is blue. Go home. Then the fire so delightful, and the elf seems frightful. When we threw him in, he screamed and he spun. He started to spin like a little blue roast ham.
That was a workplace injury. I remember that.
That was a funny day.
Yep, I miss him.
I don't even remember his name.
Next question.
What was his name? Broomhilda?
Yeah.
This isn't a question. This is just a statement.
Okay.
I am a buffoon. In my bedroom... it's like a haiku. I am a buffoon. In my bedroom, I'm gooning. My hands are stiffly. I think
stiffly's
hands
more
are
than
stiffly pruned. Well, we just give him the benefit of the doubt. My hands are stiffly pruned. Okay, so you're good. Ooh.
I think this person's on the naughty list, and I think we should not address it.
There's a term this term right here.
Yep.
I don't know if you know what that means, but that is definitely naughty list behavior.
I have to for my job. I need to know what naughty behavior is. And
that's the tough thing about docket. The tough thing about docket review is if you're a nice elf who just gets caught in a bad scene, like saying the C word on the workshop, you learn so many things. You learn so many naughty things that by the time you're out of docket review, you are. If you weren't a naughty elf before, you're a naughty elf now.
That's why I'm kind of anxious.
That's the issue with it's like a system where it just creates it creates naughty listers.
It's like putting humans in prison. I've bared witness to so much naughty behavior.
You putting a naughty lister. If you weren't naughty before you got on the naughty list, you're sure as snow. I mean, you're sure as rain doll. You're sure as rain peppermint or what have.
I mean, look, I spent 120 years being a good being. Mm-hmm. Just in this 44 minutes alone, I've sworn.
You've sworn. Times. You said.
I don't think I'm going back up there, guys. I think I'm.
Well, how long are you on? How long are you on Doc Review?
He's had a quarter of my life.
Whoa!
So I don't know how long I'm.
Don't you guys live like 400 years or something?
Yep.
Come on. I'm only on Doc Review for the next 2 years. I've been on Doc Review for 2 years. I got another year. I could probably
2 years.
Yeah.
After what you did. I'm gonna have to have a little word with Santa.
I'm the son of Santa. I'm Santa's boy.
You sure are.
It's a sort of
Santa
Hunter's laptop.
Santa cares about
Hunter's
you.
Biden's laptop.
Santa
it's like Hunter's laptop.
Yes.
It's like Hunter Biden's laptop.
And Santa would care if something were to happen to you.
Well, I was just gonna be. You know what? You are a naughty elf. You really thought that threatening Jack Elias Claus is the way to get off the naughty list? You know what? First thought.
I had no chance indicating. I just said your dad cares about you.
You know what I was going to do before you made that little threat? I was going to march right up to Santa's office. I was going to say, Santa, you have an elf here on Doc Review for 100 or some odd years.
Dude, we've been working together like one day. We're so close.
You don't know
We're best friends.
What about me?
I know everything about you.
What do you know?
I know you did something naughty.
Yeah, because I said it. That's cheating.
I know you've done something nice.
What'd I do?
You gave people who did nice things onto the nice list.
I did. And even people who did naughty things, but in their core were good.
I know everything about you.
I will get you off this naughty list.
Thank you.
I will get you off this naughty list, Elf.
Please do.
Whatever. I will get you, Elfler.
I can't live the next 100 years here.
I'll get you off the naughty list. I won't have you working Doctor for 100 years.
Thank you. I want to go. I want to make my clocks.
I want to make clocks for 20 hours a week. A day.
I like when the bird comes out.
It does almost make you wonder what is going on in the mind of an elf. And this is sort of above an elf, so don't really worry too much about what I'm going to say next. But you got to kind of wonder what's going on in an elf's head where an elf thinks that 20 hours a day is better than 30 minutes a day with pay. Because you're making more here than you were at the workshop, I'll tell you that much. Mm-hmm. There's a sort of...
There's no cuckoo clock.
There's a bit of a saying around the North Pole, it's like, oh, that's wood floor pay.
Yeah.
Like, if you're in a building with a wood floor, it's like, okay, well, you're getting paid like an elf. And if you're in a building with a metal floor or like a concrete floor, it's like, okay, you're getting paid like a clause. Because there's like 60 clauses on record. Most of them being his kids.
But we're in the North Pole. What can you do with your money?
What is an elf's purpose?
To bring joy. And
we got drones.
Yeah.
For sure. Big time. And my cousin Strolly Claus. He runs the general store. He's got some pretty neat stuff in there, even for an elf.
But you know what brings me the most joy?
Yes, stilts.
Making cuckoo clocks. And no amount of money can bring me that joy.
That's true. That's a good point.
Is that a good way to end?
I think we've covered everything that an elf on a clause could cover in
48
minutes. Well, you can just go ahead and turn Santa's magic recorder off. Mm-hmm. If you want to just turn that off there.
Well, here's to Christmas.
Here's to end
it being successful, and here's to us being free.
And here's to Hanukkah, whenever that is.
Yeah.
I think Santa brings gifts for Hanukkah on the 8th day or something like that. So just go ahead and you can just shut the camera off. There, turn the button off.
Goodbye.
Bye. You are wait. You got to stand up to see it. You are tall for an elf.
I am. I'm a big elf.
You're like Buddy the elf.